People always ask how I balance my family life with 400 shows a year. I'm just doing what I love with the people I love. It's my magic life.
I like Wes Iseli. I like everything about him.
All right, guys, we are back, and this week it is Natalie and I. It's been 3 weeks since we've been with you guys. We did have one person that canceled on us, so we ended up a week early. We tried to get somebody that was on television, and talking to their publicist, they were like, they want to be on, they want to reschedule, but they got stuck filming. So It's Natalie and I a week early today.
Yeah.
I thought it was silly that they were trying to... I didn't know they were trying to record on the same day they were doing an episode anyway.
Yeah.
Because
it
can go long on sets.
Right.
It always,
you never know.
It always goes. Yeah, you do know. It always goes
I'm
long.
saying you never know when you're going to get out, when you're going to be done.
Right.
So you
It
can't
always
say,
goes long.
I'll be done by this time and I can start that at this time, because you just don't know. But
well,
it's okay.
The biggest, coolest thing that's happened to us in the past 24 hours is Lana finally finished my Bigfoot that I've been asking for since last October.
Something like that. Well, but you got to think, who wants to stand out there and paint something outdoors in the freezing cold? So you wait for it to get warmer, and then who wants to stand outside in the hot sun
when it's 115 degrees?
And paint outside,
So off our back deck, we have a straight path that goes way back into the woods, probably at least a football field away. And it's just an old refrigerator. It took 4 cans of spray paint just to spray paint it black. So it wasn't a white refrigerator sticking out there.
Right.
And I told Lana, I said, I want a Bigfoot in the woods. Really,
and the
Dad?
reason for the refrigerator in the woods? Why don't you tell them the reason for the refrigerator in the woods?
We can shoot our big guns off
There
the
you
back
go.
deck straight down that. So it's a long
It
range.
holds the targets, yes.
It's a long range.
We're not just making it a junkyard.
No. But I was asking for a Bigfoot, and she said, really? I thought you were joking around, Dad, because I was asking her daily, trying to motivate her butt. And she said, I thought you were joking. No, I'm serious. I really want you to paint me a Bigfoot.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. It finally is done. Finally. And I was showing all my friends, and so awesome, so cool. And she said, she said, Dad, I wish you wouldn't show people it's not done yet.
It was so close to being done.
It's so good.
Yeah.
There was a couple spots where her hand smudged as she was painting.
And she said she forgot one portion of the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't notice.
But yeah.
But it looks great now.
It
oh
does.
my gosh. So I was out there lacquering it and putting the lacquer on it last night. And I'm so happy. I'm walking the trails. You're walking 5 miles a day. But I was walking the trails today. I did 3 miles. How long do you do?
I do 2.5. A little over 2.5.
And she's working out 7 days a week now. That was supposed to be later in the podcast, but we'll just say it now.
I'm trying.
Natalie's back. She's doing 7 days a week workouts.
I'm trying.
I got my girl back. This is awesome. But I usually walk around and I skip that portion of the trail.
Yeah.
I went by it a couple times a day just because I went to look at it.
See it.
Oh, I love it.
You're funny.
The boys had church camp since we last talked to you.
Vacation Bible School.
Tell them about it.
They had a blast. They went 3 out of 4 nights. It was the second night they couldn't go because we had a resort show. It was at Massanutten. But they went the rest of the week. It was Monday through Thursday. And they had a blast. They loved it. They've always loved it going there. And so, yeah. And then the final night was, the parents come in and we get to hear about everything that they learned and everything they did. And the boys ended up sitting with us because they saw us and wanted to sit with us, which was fine. But,
and it was like an hour and a half church service.
Singing the songs, excited about,
It was like an hour and a half church service. They wanted to sit there and watch with their friends. And they were like, I'd rather sit with Mom and Dad and Lana.
Yeah, which was fine. So, yeah, it was good. And it was mountain themed. So it was like, ski stuff and snow stuff and just, winter wonderland. So it was all snowy and they had, they decorated the church up. They just had it snow themed everywhere. They had the blow up snowmen inside the church. They had snowflakes hanging everywhere, balloon arch here. They had a whole mountain, a snow covered mountain skis up there, little snowballs they look like humongous cotton balls, but they were snowballs.
A couple of people dressed up like a Christmas tree and a snowman.
Yeah. So, yeah, they really enjoyed it. They had a lot of fun. And that wrap-up night, they ended and let everybody go to the fellowship hall and have treats, which they do every year. But this year, since it was winter snow stuff, they had ice cream and snow cones, and yeah, they themed it very well.
They love that.
Yes.
They love that.
Yeah.
Now, we did have shows during the week, but we were able to get them to that thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So it might have been, I mean, we had, the only one was Massanutten was in the evening, so we couldn't do that, but we did have, summer camp shows in the morning, but then we were able to get home in time to get them there, because it was 6:30 to 8:30 in the evenings.
It sucks that we don't have a block that they can go, but they were happy with what they could get.
Yeah. They didn't mind.
It bothered me more than it bothered them. It's like, daggone it.
It may bother them when they're older, but they don't even care. They don't even care now. So,
the boys today had an eye appointment, and we knew this day was coming. They went 6 months ago, I guess.
A year ago.
A year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy said, "Well, you explain it."
So both of them have when they're tired. It's more so when they're tired. They'll have an eye just kind of drift off to the side. And both of them have it. And so last year he was like, he warned us that they may need surgery in the future, but not yet. See you in a year. And we were like, okay. And he was like, this is, if they're going to have anything wrong with their eyes, this is the easiest, best thing to have wrong. That's just drifting out is not a big deal. I'm like, okay. So we came back. This was a year. And he checked them both out, and he said that Lex has more control than Julian. So Lex, his eye will drift, and he has more control to be able to fix it when he wants to. Julian just kind of lets it drift. And I'm like, yeah, we both said we noticed it more in Julian. And I would have to put my finger up in front of his face and be like, look at my finger. And when he does that, his eyes just whoosh right back to where they should be. And he says, yep, that's normal.
But when he watches video games and stuff, that eye will drift and he'll just use the one eye.
Yeah. So he said his distance, when he's looking at a distance, he's only using one of his eyes to see distance.
Monovision.
Yeah. But close up, he's still using both. But he just doesn't have that control. He doesn't have the control to whoosh, bring that eye back in, and Lex still does. So he said Julian is definitely a candidate for surgery now if you want it. If not, I want to see him in 6 months and we can talk about it again then. But I just kind of looked at Wes and I was like, he's going to have it done. Once they lose that control of it, it's gone. You need the surgery. He said it's not going to ruin eyesight. His vision will be fine. It's just annoying for him and it needs to get corrected.
Easier than LASIK.
Yeah.
Within 72 hours, he can go back to school.
Right. He said we do the surgeries on Wednesdays. By Friday, they're back in school. You just have to put a eye drop in their eyes 3 times a day for a week. That's the only thing that may cause an issue is trying to pin him down to put eye drops in his eyes for 3 times a day. But I just kind of looked at Wes and I was like, if we're going to have to get it done, we might as well get it over with,
just
right?
rip that Band-Aid off.
Yeah. I was like, right? Do you think the same thing as me or do you want to wait? And he was like, no, let's just go ahead. So we're going to go ahead and get Julian the surgery. And I asked him, I said, now does this mean that since Lex has the control of that, he won't need the surgery? And he said, no, kids that have the control to bring it back, 60% of them lose the control later. So he said, I can't tell you which way he's going to go, but I mean, the odds are against him. So who knows? Maybe he'll be in that 40%. He'll keep that control and he won't need surgery. But I'm preparing myself for the fact that more than likely in the future, Lex is going to be.
And they said his eyes are too strong. So they have to cut a muscle and weaken the eye to make it.
He just said they weaken a muscle on each eye. Yeah, because he was like, yeah, the name lazy eye is like a misnomer. He's like, it's not a lazy eye. It's that the muscle is too strong. And so it's just pulling the eye out. And we're like, oh, that's I didn't know that.
That sounds
Very interesting.
Sounds counterintuitive.
Right.
Yeah.
So Julian was just extra strong eyeballs there. We have to weaken his eyes for his own good.
I was talking to one of my magic friends while I was in the waiting room with the boys, and they have a big chalkboard, so the boys are just playing chalk on the chalkboard. Lana, Natalie, and I all sitting in the waiting room, and I was talking to my friend. I said, yeah, we have to get the boys at the eye doctor. He said, where are you? At the eye doctor. They have to get their eyes looked at for that drifting eye when they get tired. He said, both of them? I said, well, they are identical twins. He said, yeah, but I only noticed it in the one.
Yeah. Yeah. Julian, you notice it more often because he doesn't have the control. But Lex definitely has it. If he gets real tired, it'll drift. And he, I've put my finger in front of his face a couple of times. He's asked me to a couple of times. I guess just to bring his eyes back. But yeah. Yeah, he said the distance or whatever, I can't remember exactly what he said. Oh, the degree that it goes off, exactly the same. He can make them both boys exactly the same as far as how much they go out and how bad it is or whatever. The only difference is that Lex has control still to be able to bring it back in, and Julian has just
But it is a little
have the control, so
it's scary, it's sketchy. Anytime you're putting the kid under
right
and doing surgery, it's scary. But
yeah,
let's rip that Band-Aid off because it freaks me out thinking about it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it when you go under. I don't like it when my boys go under.
No. And also at our first visit a year ago, he did say, I don't know when they'll have to have surgery, but more than likely they're going to end up with surgery. So we were prepared. But he also said, if it goes to the point where they're at driving age, if it happens when they're driving, it's almost like driving with one eye. So close one eye and try and drive with one eye. I'm like, that's a wee bit dangerous.
And he also said they'd probably be asking for it when they're teenagers because they get picked on and stuff.
Yeah, people are going to start, people notice, and kids are mean, and what's wrong with your eye?
My magic friend was making fun of him.
Oh, that's not nice. He's a grown man. He should know better. But go ahead and get it fixed because you're going to need to anyway. If I want him to drive safely in the future, he needs it done. So
he'll have driving cars by the time. Self-driving cars by that time.
Those would be for the rich people. Us normal people, we're still going to have to need to know how to drive.
Rich. He's not rich.
So, we're the ones providing.
I need self-driving for the RV. I'd love for that to happen.
Yeah.
We've had so many shows. Summer is crazy busy for us. But we've had a few shows this summer, 2 that come to mind, but I know there's more, where just parking was with an RV pulling a trailer. Even though we do MapQuest and Google Earth, Google Earth to see where the parking lot is and to find a place.
And that parking lot's huge, and that's great.
And you get there to a church at 9 a.m. and the parking lot's packed.
On a weekday, nonetheless. Yeah, it's not like And
we did it.
What's going on?
The church show that I'm thinking of, it was 9 a.m. on like a Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
We took the RV and trailer because they had 2 parking lots.
Yeah.
You couldn't get close to where the summer camp was, so you had to go to another parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I was so far away. Oh,
there was no connecting sidewalk from one parking lot to the other, and we have to roll a dolly. So we had to go out the parking lot one end, which was going the opposite direction of where we needed to go for the church, for the show, and then make a U-turn and walk down the street in order to get to
it wasn't a church camp. They were using the church for their camp.
That was the the hearing.
That was the hospital.
That was a hearing impaired. Yeah, BCU.
Yeah. But anyway, we had one show where we park every year, and it was just something where it was a summer camp, and they have way too many cars for the employees that are there.
Right.
Doesn't make sense. So I can't park there. I have to park in the fire lane, and the people gave me permission to park there. But then I pull in and back in, but the road is right here, right to the left of me.
So you have to pull up and back into the road to get out. Because you can't, if the parking lot wasn't full, you could totally make the loop.
And
come out the correct way. But for some reason, the parking lot is always jam-packed.
And it was pouring down rain, and Natalie's out there on
Getting
FaceTime
soaked.
behind me. And she's like, all right, there's no cars coming because I had to back into the road, and I kept hitting curbs on both sides. I could not figure out the angles, and I feel really rushed because she's getting soaked. And we had another show after that evening, and we both went to that second show, and both our clothes were, even though we take our clothes off and hang them up in the RV, they were both soaked.
They're still wet. Yeah.
And
of course, that one was inside in air conditioning. So you're putting on your show clothes and you're like, now I'm freezing cold. They're so wet.
They weren't dripping like you could wring them out.
But they were wet. Wet enough to make you cold in the air conditioning.
And another show, we had crazy traffic crazy problems with the RV and trailer, was in Moorfield, West Virginia.
Yeah.
They had us go down a fire road to get to the festival. And then last year, we just pulled out of the regular road because Fire Road links to the regular road. But there was a barbecue vendor with a generator on the road. And I'm like, well, as soon as he moves, I can go out that way. He started packing up after our show. The event was over. I'm like, great. But they put a tennis court at the end of that road, blocking the road, so you can't exit that way.
It's not a through road anymore.
And then they're like, you can back up the other road, but there's holes in the middle of the road. And we made it last year.
Yeah, which were there last year, but I didn't think about it until later. I was like, we made it through last year because we pulled straight through. Wherever the tennis courts are now, we pulled in that way and came around. So we were facing the poles, and we just came out, and we were like, oh dear, are we going to make it? And we made it fine.
But backing up through those poles is different. That's a different story.
Yeah, they brought us in so that then we're facing the opposite direction. Yeah.
And we had to take the fire road out. And boy, that was...
And it had rained. It was right after some really heavy rains.
The stage was still wet.
Yeah, and so it had, up to a certain point, it was gravel. And then once you got closer to where the stage was, it just went to grass and now mud. So you had to get through the mud part and backing up. And right after the gravel starts is a turn. And so trying to turn the trailer with the RV... And then you go a little bit too far, and there's a huge ditch. And I'm like, no, stop. Your trailer's turning. Well, I didn't turn it. I know you didn't. I didn't say you meant to turn it. I'm saying it's turning. And if you keep turning, it's one wheel's going to be in the ditch. One other wheel's going to be up in the air, and it's just going to be teeter-tottering.
And it's stressful because we have 3 hours to get to the next show, which was Wilderness Resort. And I'm like, all right, if I mess up and go in this ditch, they're not going to get a tractor. They're not going to get a tractor to us on a fire road, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, we're going to be late for the next show.
Right.
And it was so stressful.
And so then you have to pull forward to straighten it back out, and you're pulling forward off the gravel into the mud because that's how long everything is with the RV and trailer. And so then you're having to readjust in the mud, and it's like, dear Jesus, don't get stuck in the mud, please. But we made it.
Show life.
We made it out.
That's just stuff that happens, man. Yep. It was stressful. And then once it's over, my adrenaline's still pumping. And then I'm driving 3 hours down the road, and it finally settles down.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
But Lana's art. So we're doing Lana's art in our shows. I'm doing a bit where I say she paints on playing cards, available on the website. Here are some pictures of her art. Pick one. I tell a story that I'm giving them a thought. And then whatever one they pick, when I turn it around, it says you win. They pick the right one, they win a piece of her art. And daggone it, if somebody at the show the other day said, Lana, I love this. And they gave her a $20 tip.
Yeah.
We sell them for $5, but they gave her a $20.
Yeah. I was like, wow, that's awesome. Because she wasn't out when they handed it over. And so they said, this is for Lana. I was like, oh, thanks. And I didn't really look at it. I was thinking a couple bucks, $5 maybe. And I was like, oh, thanks. I'll go over and give it to her now. Because she was off in the side room with her brothers. And I went to give it to her, and I looked down like, holy night, that's a 20. Lana, you make money without even trying. So I think she was tickled.
Because these are prints. These are prints of the art. It's still framed and everything. You can't tell when it's in the frame whether it's a print or original. I mean, that's how good the copies are.
Right.
And it's on hard cardstock and everything. And people are loving it.
Yeah.
She does really good.
She does.
I'm proud of her.
She's a really good artist.
I'm performing at Massanutten Close Up all summer long. Every Sunday is their Sunday Fun Day. That's still going on. That goes through second week of September?
September 6th. So first, I think. September 6th.
The first week of September.
Yeah, September 6th is your last
And
Sunday.
it's 3 hours of close-up magic, and I am loving it. And this week I was able to promote that I'm performing there this week. So every table I'm telling them about the big show, and if you like this, wait till you see the big show. And I had a lot of people saying they're coming back to see me.
Oh, good.
But it's brutal. When I get home, I'm kind of just drained because you're outside in the summer.
And it's in the sun. It's
for
just
3
out
hours.
it's out on a deck area. So, and there's no, I mean, you're in the mountains, so there's trees, but this has been cleared because it's at the bottom of it's the ski lodge. So it's the bottom of the ski hill. They have a big old deck, and they have an outdoor restaurant that has like I don't know how to explain it. It's like a permanent tent, but it's not a tent because it's like plexiglass walls.
Gazebo or something.
They can like shut if it's raining, so you can go in there.
And it probably
eat.
holds 30, 40 people.
And it has fans, so if it's really hot, people want to eat outside. They can eat inside.
They have portable air conditioners this week.
Oh, wow. Nice. Step up.
They still have the doors open.
Yeah. And then they have seating all along the deck outside as well, but they have umbrellas, so you're not in direct sunlight.
All the customers want the umbrellas, right. So I'm standing out in the sun.
Right, yeah.
I can't get under the umbrella because that's where they are.
Right.
Wherever the shade is, they all start leaning towards that side, and that's where they seat themselves, and they're...
Yeah.
So I'm in direct sun all day.
Yeah.
I'm just drained when I get home.
Yeah.
But I'm loving it. Performing restaurant magic, doing stuff like that. I love it. I love performing.
And me and Lana and the boys go to church on Sundays since it's just close-up magic. So we go to church while Wes does the Mass Nutting. But we did go 1 week because we had a show right after.
And that's when Lana's been working on my Bigfoot while I'm gone.
Yeah. She's worked like the past couple Sundays for hours on it.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Patreon. If you guys aren't a member of our Patreon, you can join for free, and I have a ton of free magic books on there, so definitely just sign up and check that out. I also started a new category, a new column this week about restaurant magic. I love performing at restaurants. I've performed at restaurants since 1995, something like that, 96, 93 maybe. And so this week I talked about being the hero of the restaurant. So if somebody spills something next to you, you're right there with napkins. And I'm giving you tips and tricks, that things you don't think about unless you've been in that industry. But each week I'm going to have extra things. But there's like 20 different categories about booking more shows, all kinds of stuff. I teach magic every single week on there. I pull out stuff from my collection, show you stuff, show you how it works. And the cheapest thing, if you want it for a paid membership, is $5, and you get like 97% of everything that's on there for the $5 a month fee. So check it out. If you don't want to pay $5 a month, that's fine. Join for free and get those free magic books at least, because there's a lot of cool stuff on there. Let's see. We did a show from the 1700s.
See, I thought I gave you a good lead into that. Did you not hear it? We went 1 week to Massanutten because we had a show right after. And I thought you were going to be like, yes, that was the week that we had to go to the church that was built in the 1700s. I was like, I gave you such a good lead in. And that's why I'm like looking down at, if you notice, if you're watching, I started looking down at the paper like, what does he have listed?
Patreon. I have a list of notes, and I'm trying to go in this order. Sorry.
You should have put the church right after Massanutten.
I went out of order for your workout.
Such a good lead in.
I went out of order for your workout, and I'm all messed up. So I'm trying to go in order.
Anyway.
We did a church from the 1700s, and we've been there before.
Yes, but we did the show behind the church outdoors last time.
Last year. No, it wasn't.
No,
it wasn't last year, because this was a rebook from last year, because they had a...
Oh, it's been like a year and a half, almost 2 years, yeah. So, I think that was September of 24, and then they had it scheduled for 25.
Anyway,
it was built in 1776, or 1773 to 1776, something like that. But yeah.
Anyway, it was an old church.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to do it outside, or for some reason.
It was the weather. It was the
Oh, they were
weather.
calling
'Cause
for rain.
that they were iffy about whether is it gonna start raining, is it not gonna start raining. And they didn't want to get downpoured on. So
Anyway, this old church. Tell them about the little pews.
yeah, they have the back in the day they had the boxes, and the families would sit in each box, and the box of pews, and they still have those there. And I learned in Williamsburg one year, and I hope I'm not telling everybody wrong, because this is what I'm remembering, is that like the more affluent the family, the closer they got to sit to the priest. So usually the more affluent the family, the more donations they made to the church. Therefore, they got to sit closer to the priest. So their box was closer than,
Well, we're going there on vacation this year, so we'll have to
somebody
ask. Yeah.
probably us. We'd probably be in the back of the church.
Anyway,
But we'd be there.
We give a lot. We give a lot to the church.
We do.
Anyway, so we get there, and the event's almost over. And they're like, you're going to be in there. Well, which side of the church? Because this church is weird. The pastor kind of is in the middle. All these pews kind of look at the middle of the church.
Right. It's like long ways, and the pastor's like in the middle of the long one.
Instead of like a regular church.
The end of the long, yeah.
A regular church that you think about,
yeah.
The pastor's, it's a long way, and the pastor's at that end. This one's different. It's long ways, but the pastor's in the middle. So there's people beside him, like almost behind him, or they are behind him.
Yeah.
And then the other people are kind of looking at different angles at him.
Right.
And we get in there, and there's not really anywhere for anybody to sit except the pews. The people stood
in the pews
to see the show, because that's just how you had to see it.
Yeah, most of the adults came in, sat down in the pews, and then they started standing up for the show. And then the kids just kind of migrated to the aisle and sat down on the floor in the aisle.
But it wasn't a huge turnout. 50 people, maybe?
Well, she said she was going to open it to the public next year.
Oh.
She said this was their dry run, so they just wanted to, I guess, practice. I don't know. I don't know. She's like, next year it's going to be open to the public.
But the acoustics of this room, it sounded like I was in a 3,000-seat auditorium.
Yeah,
I mean, when they clapped and laughed, you felt it in your bones.
Yeah.
But the funniest thing that happened, I'm at the end of the show, and Lex just stands up. I got to go poop.
Well, I mean, he didn't announce it to everybody, but he told Lana, and Lana just got this look on her face and looked at me. I was like, what's wrong?
I'm in second to last trick of the show.
And she's like, Lex has to go poop. And I'm like, okay. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. At 5, by the time he's telling you he has to poop, he's got to go poop. So it's not like you can say, hey, hold it for the next 10 minutes so you can take your bow and then go poop. And at that
second to last routine is probably 10 minutes.
And at that point, you've had an accident. So I'm like, okay, it's fine. There's no plumbing in this building. They have put in air conditioning, but no plumbing. So I pointed, there's a second building, and you could see it in the window behind her.
Which is way more modern.
And I said, you go to that building, go in those doors, and turn to the left, and the bathrooms are down the hall. And I said, just go ahead and take him. And she's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, it's not your fault. He's 5. He's got to go. You got to go.
And Julian's playing video games. And after they leave, he looks up and says, where's Lex?
Yeah. They left to go. And then I looked over at Julian because they were in the pew that was right next to us. So I'm shutting the door. And Julian looks up and he just gets this look on his face like, uh-oh. I'm like, are you okay? Uh-huh. Do you need to use the bathroom too? Uh-huh. Okay, come on, let's go. And so I opened the door, and he just kind of walks out as we're doing do you gotta go potty? He's walking out the door, and I'm like, okay, so I guess he's gotta go. So I'm shutting the door, and he's halfway down the aisle, and I'm like trying to get around people. And the lady that hired us, she was like, I got him, I can take him. I was like, oh, thank you. So she took him.
Pastor of the church.
Yeah, she took him to catch up with Lana and Lex. Come to find out, they didn't catch up with them before Lana and Lex went into the bathroom. So he was like, I just figured I'd hang out and wait, make sure that, Julian didn't get left. I was like, well, thank you. I appreciate that. And she said Lana and Lex came out and were starting to walk back. And she goes, oh, wait a minute. Your brother is using the other bathroom. And Lana goes, he is? She said, uh-huh. And she goes, he holds up Lexi's hand and goes, he looks like this? And she goes, exactly. And she's like, oh, okay.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And that lady got a big kick out of that.
Yeah.
Does he look like this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
So it was just, yeah, that was funny. Exactly like this. They are identical.
But our 4th of July this week, we were off, which to me, it's like, I used to do this resort every year, and we look forward to it because we got to hang out afterwards and watch fireworks. And once they changed management, we haven't worked for them since. And it was like, we have off this 4th of July.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's hard.
Usually I'm bummed out. But this year I was like, we're going to have a family weekend. I'm going to do it up big.
I was just going to say, it's hard when you have, it's awesome when you have somebody book you year after year after year. That's great. But then once they stop, nobody's calling you for that date anymore because they've called and been like, oh, no, sorry, we're already booked. Oh, no, sorry, we're already booked. So now it's just kind of like we got to make it known that we're open. We're open on July 4th if anybody needs anything. But yeah.
And that resort would book us year after year. We did it 12 years straight.
They'd book us for the following year
on that day.
before we left from, on July 4th.
And that guy retired.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this year I raked all the trails, got it all looking good. I put up my 6-person, 12-person, I don't know how many people it holds, tent out there. It's even got like a little gazebo attached to it where you can...
It's got like a little mud room.
Yeah, it's got a mud
your
room
shoes
on
and
the tent.
Yeah, it's cool.
And I got that all set up. But it was 118 degrees here in Virginia. Real feel.
Yeah.
With the humidity and everything.
It was only like 104 for reals.
It was hot.
But it felt like for that weekend, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they all felt somewhere between 115 and 118 was what the real feel said.
And I had a friend of mine that was into magic, kind of still into magic, doesn't do magic anymore. He was tinkering with doing magic shows, but we became really good friends, even though he doesn't do magic anymore. And we had planned a trip to go to the Richmond Zoo. And the day that we chose, it was supposed to rain all day long. He's like, I really don't want to spend $100 to go there and have it rain all day long and just be a miserable day.
Yeah.
Let's try this date, which happened to be the day before.
July 3rd. Friday, July 3rd.
July 3rd. And it was 118 real feel that day.
We had we chit-chatted again, like, do we need to reschedule again, or are you okay with the heat? And we're like, well, we're up for it if you guys are up for it. And they were like, yeah, let's go. So, yeah.
We all did
dealt.
okay. I mean, nobody in our group, by the end of the day, Julian actually said, can we go home now?
Yeah.
He was miserable,
done.
tired. Yeah. But one of my friend's little girls just couldn't fake it. I thought she was going to pass out.
Yeah.
She was...
At the end, she was having a hard time.
Having a hard time.
And we spent, we got there just about when it opens at 9:30, a little after. And then we didn't leave until 4.
We spent all day.
I mean, we spent all day there. We saw everything, too.
And you'd think it'd be cooling down at 4 o'clock, but you'd been drained all day long.
Yeah, it was miserable hot. It was miserable and fun all at the same time because you were just miserable from being hot. But it was so fun seeing the animals and seeing the kids get all excited, and they loved feeding the giraffes and had
That's
a
my
great
favorite
time.
part. You get to feed the giraffes there? That's awesome.
Yeah.
They have a budgie
Cage.
atrium. What do you call it?
Yeah,
Not atrium.
I don't know.
Aviary.
There you go, aviary.
So you walk in a double set of doors so they don't get out, and you have a little stick, and they come all over you. And
yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a great day.
It was a really good
We went out to eat afterwards, and they all went to the bathroom just to wash their hands and to freshen up. All of them. So I'm just sitting at the table, and every time a waitress went by, I was going, finally get somebody's attention, because I didn't think they'd come to me without my whole family there. And I'm like, look, we've been at the zoo all day. We're exhausted. We're miserable. I know what everybody wants to drink, and keep them coming.
Yeah.
And we drank 2 drinks before we got bread.
It was, everybody was sucking down a drink. It was nice. And that lady did a really good job.
Yeah.
She got a good tip.
And that food was good, too.
She got a good tip. She did a good job.
That's all Natalie. But, Natalie handles the money. I don't know.
She got a good tip.
But
yeah, she did a good job. The food was yummy. What was the place called? I don't even remember.
Next to the zoo. It's 2 miles from the
Near
zoo.
the zoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it was really good.
But also, for that weekend, I wanted to do it up for the kids. I had to get a tire for the RV, and next to the tire shop was a Tractor Supply. So I was like, all right, I'll just waste my hour in the Tractor Supply, because this was the Thursday before that, before that zoo trip, and they had no air conditioner. We're still in the middle of that heat wave, and the place that does the tires had no air conditioner. So the guy's like, I'm giving him a break every 15 minutes. So instead of taking 15 minutes to change his tire, it's going to look more like an hour. No problem. I'll just waste my time at Tractor Supply. I think I spent $230 at Tractor Supply. I just went shopping. So I bought a lantern.
Don't leave him just to go shopping just for fun. He will spend some money.
I bought an inflatable pool for the kids, which is supposed to be 10 foot round by 2.5 foot tall. 10 feet round by 2.5 foot tall.
Yeah. It's an inflatable rim is what it is, so that it floats up when you...
Right.
Yeah. It's not just a tiny little pool. It's big.
Well, we set it up between our deck and our gym that we have in our backyard.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was a flat area. You look at it, it's a flat area. When you put water in a swimming pool...
It's not a flat area.
It starts to lean over to one side. So it was janky looking.
Yeah.
The kids did not care.
They had fun.
But every time I looked at it, I'm like, oh, this is...
Yeah, it wasn't 2.5 feet deep. It was, 1.5 foot deep.
So
but they had fun.
So they played in it all day long. Lana went out there, played in it. You could set a camping chair next to it and just put your feet in it. You didn't have to put them over or anything.
No,
It wasn't deep at all.
No.
But the boys didn't care. They loved it. Couldn't drag them out of that pool. And they played in it all night long. They did the zoo. They did that.
The pool.
And then the night of 4th of July, a big major storm came through at like 7 to 9:30 at night.
Yeah. We were about to start cooking, so it was a little before 7. And we were planning on taking everything out to where you had set up the tent and doing a fire and cooking over the fire and spending the night, not the whole night, but the evening out there.
Under our treehouse. We have a treehouse out there that's like a 10 by 12 treehouse with a bathroom, and it's got all my cooking iron skillets out there and everything too.
Yeah. So we were planning on just spending the evening out there, but right around the time we were about to start cooking or getting everything out there so that we could start cooking, you start hearing thunder, and you're looking at the weather app, and you're like, oh, it's coming. So we ended up doing dinner inside, and it downpoured. But it was still fun, and we were going to do fireworks out there, but then, the kind that you get from Walmart. And,
$100 package from Walmart. It still is nothing.
Yeah. But it just rained for the rest of the night. So we just moved indoors and just ate inside and hung out, and then we ended up... The next day was Sunday, so went to church.
Massanutten.
And he went to Massanutten. And...
The boys played in the pool all day.
Boys played in the pool again. And then when he got home and it got dark after dinner, we did the fireworks outside. So that was fun. They enjoyed that very much. We did sparklers. And the boys actually held the sparklers without complaint. They've been a little nervous about it before, but they did good this time. And
the next day we had a show the next morning, and she could not get the boys out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
It was just 3 days of intense heat, 3 days of
Yeah.
hard playing.
Yeah.
And they weren't moving.
We got up early on Friday to go to the zoo, and we hung out outside all day on Friday in the heat. Saturday, same. We didn't have to get up early, but we spent all day outside in the heat. Sunday, we did get up early for church, and then spent the day outside in heat. And then Monday, we had to get up early because it was a morning show. And getting up early, normally when I walk into the boys' room to wake them up, I turn the light on. I say, good morning, boys. Good morning. It's time to get up. I turn off their little night light and get their clothes together. By that point, I've talked enough. They've woken up enough. I get down on my knees and I give each of them a hug, and they go to the bathroom. And we get everything started. This time, I did all of that. I get down on the ground ready for hugs, and nobody has moved. And And I'm like, okay, guys, come on. And I'm rubbing backs, I'm patting butts, I'm doing everything I can think of to get them out of bed. Finally, I just literally picked somebody up and put them in my arms, and they just snuggled back down and go to sleep. I'm like, we gotta wake up. Let's go.
But one thing we forgot, Friday night into Saturday, we slept in the RV that was just parked in the driveway. Just for something different. I wanted to camp out in the tent. That's why I put it up. But Natalie's like, I don't want to sleep on the hard ground. I don't want to do that. I don't want to camp outside in the heat like this.
Nope.
And the RV has air conditioner.
I gave you the option. I said, y'all can go camp. You will not hurt my feelings if you want to go sleep in the tent. I'm perfectly happy to have a night by myself.
I want you with me.
I'm okay with that. Anytime you want to go camp, go camp. I'm fine with having a night to myself in the house. But he didn't want that, so it got switched to the RV.
So Natalie and I slept in the big bed in the back, and the boys, the dinette table switches down to a bed. Lana's got double bunk beds, so she slept on her bunk bed. And didn't work at all like we thought, like we planned, because it wasn't the same for the boys. And the boys
were excited. It was something different. But
they were just playing with toys in their bed.
They got to be so tired. They got to go to sleep.
So about midnight, I ended up just going up there and laying with them, and then they were right out.
Mm-hmm.
I kept going, shh, shh, shh.
Yeah, they just kept wanting to talk and play.
Yeah.
Just because it was something different.
Yeah.
But
also, since we've talked to you last, Lana had to go back to the dentist for her root canal.
Yes. So, I don't know how much we've talked about before, but last October when her and I went to our dentist appointment, she told me she had a partial root canal years ago on one of her back teeth. And she told me before that dentist appointment that it was kind of hurting and it was puffing up and then it would go away. And I said, well, mention that to the dentist because, that's kind of important. And so she did, and then they took x-ray and they said, yeah, it's infected. You need to go to an endodontist. And I was like, okay. Well, during this time...
The boys are roaming. I'll be right back.
They then said that they no longer took her dental insurance, so she would have to find a different dentist for her next appointment. And I said, well, is the endodontist that you're sending us to, does he take our insurance? I'm not sure. Call them. They don't take her insurance anymore. So now I needed to find a new dentist because I was trying to get the boys in there too, and they all three have the same dental insurance. So now I have to call around, find a new dentist that will take them and their insurance, find somebody, but we can't get them booked until January. So now I have to get, because the old dentist was like, we're not going to refer her to anybody else. You just have to find somebody else who will refer her to somebody that has her insurance. So that appointment for the new dentist to get a referral was not until January. They couldn't fit them in until January. So come January, get them in, tell them the issue, bring all the paperwork from the other dentist. They, of course, have to do their own x-rays. Yep, I see it. It's infected. We're going to refer you to VCU. But in order to get into VCU endodontics, first you need to get into VCU pediatric dentistry. Okay, so they send all the information. This is January. Nobody's calling me. So I call them. So I call VCU pediatrics dentist, and I call. I'm calling at least once a week. I'm leaving a message. I'm telling them that I'm referred. I'm all this stuff. I'm like, it's infected. I don't want something worse to happen. Please call me back. Never heard from them. Had to go back the end of February for Julian to that dentist. And I said, they are not answering my call. I am not getting anybody. I have left multiple messages. She's like, I will resend the information. I don't know why they are so difficult to get a hold of, but for some reason they are. I will resend the information and hopefully they give you a call. Well, they didn't. So I kept calling and kept calling and kept calling. And finally, by the end of maybe mid-March, I think, I actually got somebody, and when I called and they actually answered the phone, I was like, oh, thank God, a live person. And so I went over all that, and they were like, oh, well, you need to fill out this piece of paper and send in this and do that. And I was like, okay. And then you give me a call right back to make an appointment, right? Because I've been calling you guys for 2 months and no one has called me back. And this is an infected tooth that I need her to get in for. And she was like, yeah.
Don't mess with Mama Bear.
She's like, yes, well, just send it in and we'll give you a call. And they did. They called me back that day to make an appointment. And I was like, yay! And she was like, you can come in June. And I'm like, did you know this is an infected tooth? Is there any way you can put me on the list of if somebody canceled that you can give us a call and she can take? Yeah, I can do that. And we'll see. Well, nobody ever called. So finally June came. We got to VCU Pediatric Dentistry. All they do is take more x-rays. Yup, it's infected. Here's a referral to VCU Endodontics. I'm like, great. So is this going to take forever? He wants Skittles. Is this going to take forever to get her into endodontics? Well, I called because her appointment at the dentist was later in the day. And, it's so late in the day, I don't think I was going to get anybody by the time I got home and could see calendar. So I called the next morning. And thank goodness they answered and we got her scheduled for a couple weeks later. And her first visit, we got there and of course they want to test everything out. And the lady's like, well, the way it's reacting, the tooth in front and the tooth behind are kind of, I want to get a 3D picture. And so went down the hall, got a 3D x-ray on it. And they said, yeah, she's had some bone loss around the tooth in front and the tooth behind the infected tooth. Definite root canal. And I said, well, are you going to have to do something for the other two teeth as well? And she was like, no, the hope is that once we get the root canal, the nerves will, around the other two, will heal. I'm like, okay. So all of that took so much time that all they could do, they gave her a couple of shots and they shoved some medicine up there. And she said, I'm not doing anything anymore until the medicine takes effect and I need it in there for at least a couple weeks. She was like, I don't know if in a couple weeks, if it's just that medicine, has done enough and we can finish the root canal, or if we put more medicine in and she comes in again in another couple weeks. And so I was like, okay. And I'm just praying for those. I think it ended up being 3 weeks before schedules matched up that we could take her back. And I was just praying, please let this be the last time. Please. Because the poor thing that shot in the roof of the mouth, she's like, the ones on the sides, it's not that bad, but the roof of the mouth hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. I mean, she had tears coming out. And I felt bad for her. And I was like, I don't want to have to make her go through it 2 more times. Please let it. So this last time we went in, thank goodness the medicine had worked. Infection was gone. And they were able to finish the root canal. And the poor thing, when she got that shot in the roof of the mouth, she started crying. And I held her hand. I said, it's okay. She's like, I'm sorry. I was like, what are you apologizing for? If it hurt and you're crying, it's okay. And then I think she was embarrassed that she was crying, which made her cry even more. And I felt bad for her.
But she said the lady there that morning was screaming. So.
Yeah, the dentist that was working on her, she's like, yeah, the lady this morning screamed, so you're doing a lot better than she did. So... But yeah, I am relieved for Lana that it's all over and done with. I'm relieved that it got done before anything like really bad happened. Like you're fighting for an appointment for 2 months and you're telling them, I'm calling for my daughter. She has been referred to you because she needs to get to the endodontics department because she has an infection. I don't. Go ask Lana. I don't want to... something to happen that makes it worse.
No, I'll tell her. Go.
I don't want something to happen to make it worse and worse and worse, and then she just is miserable. But anyway, thank goodness that's done. The only thing they want her back for is in 6 months they want her to come back for another 3D x-ray because they want to make sure everything's healing well.
The boys are playing video games, and they can't read the screen. Yeah. And he said, I need Mario. I need Mario. He calls it Mario.
Yeah. They do a little accent with that.
I need Mario.
Mario.
So, talking about the boys that just barged in, and the other one gets Skittles when he goes poop in the potty. We finally got him potty trained.
No, we had got them off Skittles for poo in the potty. Now they're...
He's the only one who's...
Okay.
Okay.
So, can you help me?
I just asked Lana to get it for you.
Lana is coming.
I just asked Lana to get it for you.
No, Lana's searching up Lana's not
Okay,
searching
buddy.
up the
We'll
other
help
one.
you in just a little bit. We're in the middle of doing our podcast right now.
Bye. Bye.
Okay? Shut the door. Off
All
you
right.
go.
So anyway, the boys talk about the boys.
They're getting Skittles again now because they are doing everything themselves.
They're wiping themselves and they're washing their own hands.
Right.
Right.
We're just kind of supervising.
Right.
Which makes life so much easier. Hallelujah.
It just cost me
Hallelujah.
10 Skittles for each boy.
I know. Every day.
Yeah. And we have 3 bathrooms in this house.
Sometimes twice a day.
You'd think that'd be enough for 5 people, but so many times both boys at the same time and Lana's in the other one. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The boys just finished their first year of school.
Yeah. They are preschool graduates. So, they started late because I was in school, so I didn't start them until January, and they finished
July 10th.
Yeah.
And Lana still got.
She has a couple more lessons of math. She is done with school except for a couple more lessons of math,
And then she has to take her big test.
and she has to take her end of the year test. Yep.
So I am pushing her every day. Do your work. Do
I
your
know.
work. Do your
Get
work.
it done.
We take Lana every year to Five Below and let her have a shopping spree. It's Five Below.
Well, she has a $1 limit though.
And then,
Yeah.
so we figure we do the same thing for the boys, and that'll be a big thing. But I'm waiting for Lana to finish and just get all the kids to have a
At
shopping
the same
spree.
time, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what the boys are going to pick out.
Junk.
Yeah.
Well, Lana did too.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's all right.
I'm just saying, it's just funny. Yeah.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
No idea. It could be candy, stuffed animals, or
Mhm.
toys they break in 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know.
Nope.
So, Sunday mornings, Natalie has to go to church, and I leave like 10 minutes after her to go to Massanutten.
Mm-hmm.
Takes me about an hour and a half to get there. And the other day, I'm saying goodbye to them in the driveway, and then I go to open up the animal shed because we had the bobcat and the raccoons and the possums out there sneaking in and eating my chickens. So I'm locking them up and really securing it at nighttime. So I go to open that up, and on my way to the animal coop out there, I stumble upon a turtle. I pick him up, I put him in a big red tote, and I put it on the front porch, and I text Natalie, and I'm like, hey, there's something on the front porch for the boys. Don't let them touch it. Don't let them do that. I took a picture. It's a turtle. It's a turtle. Because I kind of wanted to surprise Natalie too, but
Yeah.
I didn't want them picking it up or putting their finger next to it. Maybe it'll bite them or something. I don't know. But they loved it.
They had a blast. And I didn't tell them what it was. I kept it a surprise. I just said, Daddy left something for you on the front porch. So when we get home, normally they just run up to the house. They know the code to get in and they just go. I'm like, you have to wait for me and we're all going to go up together.
And it's a race.
And-
because whoever gets there first gets to put the code in.
Right. And so I was just trying to get them to not run was a feat in itself. But anyway, we got up there and Lex goes, "Oh, we got a turtle!" And I'm like, no, we don't get to keep him.
I'm going to keep him.
We're not going to keep him. He goes back out. And Julian goes, his name is Johnny. He gave him, named him Johnny right away.
And I don't know where that came from.
I don't either, but it was Johnny the turtle. And so they were excited to see him, picked him up, and they touched his shell, they rubbed his belly, and then we all took him out to the woods and let him be free. And Julian was like, oh, he's all alone now. He'll make friends. And it's just very cute.
And then since then, I found 2 more turtles. Or Natalie says, it might be the same one.
It's the same exact size. It looks the same.
But I found it on way different sides of the property. On the
It's got
hiking
an
trails.
animal shed, the play area, and the gun range. Just all back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Maybe they're family members. They're
Yeah.
all one family. Who knows?
And I was thinking you put fingernail polish on it, but who knows how long that'll last.
Yeah.
You don't want to...
They're telling family members, watch out for the bald guy. He always traps you. Makes you look at little kids for a minute and then lets you go.
I'll let them go. Did you guys know that Natalie's back to being healthy? It's on my chart here.
Okay.
Natalie's doing 7 workouts a week now.
Yeah. You said that earlier.
But your Fitbit gave you all kinds of awards.
Yeah, I got all sorts of awards. 7 day workout week. Got all my rings closed week. And then 7 days of your exercise ring closed. 7 days of your move ring closed. 7 days of your stand ring closed. Yeah.
So is it just do 7 days, or will it do 10, 20?
I don't know. I've never. There's no 8 day because I did it today and I
didn't get anything.
But yeah, no. But yeah, I'm.
She's back, baby.
Trying to really walking. It sounds like, oh, you're just walking, but I mean, I am walking fast. And imagine those mall walkers. That's me.
I don't go with her anymore.
Sweating head to foot. Yeah, he can't keep up.
I would have to be jogging the whole time. When she was an invalid,
yeah.
I would walk really slow with her, and I would keep up with her.
It hurt.
But now with her long legs, she's like, "No, Wes, you do your own thing. I'm doing my thing.
Come on, keep up." Lana stopped me for something during one of my laps at one point, and I said, "If you want to talk, you gotta walk. Come on, let's go." She said, "I'll catch you later."
Sounds about right. Also, we want to invite everybody to Natalie's Zoom party.
Yes, please come. So I do a weekly Zoom meeting with my nutrition clients that I have, and we meet every Monday evening at 8:30. But I am opening it up to everybody on August 3rd. It's going to be the same time at 8:30. And I'm going to, I'll chit chat about what you get if you decided to be a client. But we're also going to do kind of nutrition myth busters. I'm going to have prizes that you can win, opportunities to win those prizes, maybe take a couple questions, just have lots of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun. It'll be fun. And I just kind of want to open it up so people can see that, if you wanted to do this, you get a community of people. You get new information each week that is going to help you along your journey. And I think having that community is very important because even though you have a one-on-one coach that you can talk to every week, me, your nutritionist, that you talk to and check in every week, and we talk about your own personal journey on those things, I think it's important to have a community kind of get together as well each week. And no, you don't talk about your personal stuff at the community meeting. This is general. But it's nice to have other people show up that you can be like, I'm not the only one. Because sometimes it can feel isolating when you're trying to do this. And even if you have somebody in your corner supporting you, knowing that there's multiple people also working towards a goal in their own health is helpful. And it's also, we share things, like if somebody had something that worked really well for them, hey, I think this might work really well for other people. Let me share what I've done. I think it's been amazing. That you can share a recipe if you found one that's healthy that you really enjoy, different things like that.
They find that it's calorie dense, but it's also not dense, but light calories, but also whatever.
Nutrient dense, light on calories, yeah.
And I found this, and I love it. I think you guys will like it, and people come and bring that.
Yeah.
But a lot of them is like debunking, because once they get into a nutrition mindset, their algorithm starts giving them stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you need this protein shake if you want to lose weight. You need this pill if you want to lose weight. You need this. And Natalie's like, nah. And Natalie starts giving them all the information. That guy's just trying to sell you pills.
Right.
You can do it this way.
There's a lot of things out there that are like that it's, you need this because they have a supplement just for that cause. And so, your metabolism must be broken. So you need this supplement to help you get your metabolism back on track. No, you just need to eat right.
Your gut biome is messed up.
Yeah, you just need to eat right. That's all it is. You just need to know what your body specifically needs, the amounts that it specifically needs, and eat the healthy options, and you'll be good. You don't need all that stuff, all those supplements. But yeah, usually if somebody's like gung-ho, oh, you need this supplement, oh, you need this, oh, you need that, 99 out of 100 times it's because they're selling it and they want you to buy it.
I was listening to a podcast this week. I haven't talked to you about it yet. But the guy thought that if you are from Ireland, you should have more potatoes in your diet because that's what your heritage and that's what your DNA is requiring. And if you're from Germany, you probably need more beer in your diet because that's what your family and bratwurst. And if you're from India, you need more whatever in your diet. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But he's like, oh, genetically, that's what my ancestors eat, so I would do better on a beer and bratwurst diet.
He just wanted beer and bratwurst. Dude, if you're craving beer and bratwurst, go have one and then
get back on track.
Get back on track.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. It's a good excuse though to go out and have beer and bratwurst. My body needs it.
I'm genetically made for this.
That's good. That's good. I like that. That's funny.
You like it?
I think that's a funny way to be able to say that.
No,
you
seriously,
need that.
Genetically, I need this.
You don't. I think you'll be all right.
So my thing is that, you know, after Easter, I have to eat the whole Easter basket in one setting because I don't want to look at it. I don't want to see it anymore. And I tried to do a podcast after I had one of those things, and I'm on there, and the lady's like, "Hey, how you guys doing?" I don't feel so good. You remember me starting that podcast like that?
Yeah, I do. I eat too much candy.
What genetic deficit is that?
You're a descendant of the Easter Bunny, so you need to eat candy.
Oh,
that's funny.
I don't know where that comes from. That comes from being a 7-year-old kid at heart. That's what that is.
Yeah. You got to eat it before the other kids grab it.
I don't know what it is. But anyway, thank you guys for checking in with us. Thank you for listening to our podcast. I think that pretty much wraps everything up.
Yeah.
Only thing we have left to say is see you next week.
Check us out online at wesiseli.com and patreon.com/Wes_Iseli for behind-the-scenes videos, blooper videos, never-before-seen footage, discounts on merchandise, magic trick tutorials, and more. That's Wes Iseli, spelled WESISELI.